Let's go into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. You can find them in person at 114th and Davenport, just south of Dodge. Whether you call them, whether you email them, or whether you stop in, there's something that you need to know. They do an outstanding job with you getting your piece of the American dream. It is prime home buying season right now here in May. And if you're thinking about getting a new house or even starting the process, one of the first things you want to do is meet with an Eagle Mortgage, a loan originator. They will sit down with you, figure out your situation, talk to you about the options. You want to have a pre-approval letter from Eagle Mortgage before you start looking for a house. And keep in mind, they are not a bank. They shop a variety of banks on your behalf. EagleMortgageCompany.com or, like I said, 114th and Davenport. Well, first up on the news today, Trenton, In Common Community Development celebrated a groundbreaking of the Poppleton. That's an affordable housing development located along the Park Avenue neighborhood corridor at Poppleton Street, appropriately enough. This will be a 121-unit mixed-income, mixed-use development, and it will help provide a solution to our affordable housing shortage, which is a very serious problem. There have been estimates lately that in the Omaha Council Bluffs metro area, we have a shortage of almost 79,000 affordable housing units, and that gap is expected to grow by 2040 to 104,000.
We got to get ahead of that.
So at any rate, that will be a nice project. Phase one of this building has started. Groundwork is underway. It will be 51 of those 121 units. And that phase one is expected to be open in 2026. So construction should move pretty fast there. Well, the Bellevue Good Life District is the area where that Bellevue Bay Water Park is under construction, and that will be a 100,000 square foot water park. And when it opens in 2027, will be the fourth largest indoor water park in America. Projections are that it will attract 600,000 visitors annually. We've got some news, though, about that district. There are now lots available for sale, 4 shovel-ready commercial lots that range anywhere from 6.73 acres all the way up to almost 33 acres are now available. Our colleagues at NAI NP Dodge actually have that listed for sale, but I think it's a good sign that that district is moving forward and these lots are available. My guess is you're going to see a lot of interest from hotels, restaurants, entertainment businesses, and who knows what else.
Absolutely. And that water park, it's going to be huge. It's definitely a liquid business, and let's hope it holds water.
The park will, in addition to being the fourth largest indoor water park in America, will also have a major outdoor component as well. So don't worry. If it's a beautiful summer day, you don't have to be inside. By the way, it'll also have a retractable roof. This is kind of cool. Heartwood Preserve, that's the development on the old farmland west of Boys Town, was once part of Boys Town. It's being developed by Applied Underwriters. You'll recall that they were going to salvage a barn, one of the historical barns that was part of that farm. But as it turned out, it just didn't work out. I believe there was something with the structural integrity and the barn had decayed to some extent. But now, according to a building permit, plans called to construct a new 3,400 square foot barn structure that will be there, and it will be an event venue to preserve a little bit of history.
So they still have the silo, too.
Yeah, the silo was moved over to the freeway exit from the West Dodge Expressway, right to the north of Valmont's global headquarters. So downtown, north downtown to be, actually kind of downtown, right on the riverfront to be exact, site work and ground construction is well underway on the future 2-story streetcar vehicle maintenance facility. We call this the VMF for short, but this is where they'll actually repair the streetcars, service them, work on them. I don't know, change the oil.
Take the gum off the bottom of the seats.
Whatever you have to do to keep them nice and clean and operating. This will be on a small portion of the CHI Health Center's parking lot A. The facility is located really close to an existing OPPD substation and really in the shadow of the Interstate 480 bridges. Now, the entrance to Lot A had to be reconfigured to accommodate this site. The facility will maintain the 6 streetcars that will run on our 3.3-mile route connecting the Riverfront, Old Market, Downtown, Midtown Crossing, and, of course, the Blackstone District, and eventually University of Nebraska Medical Center. Don't know how long exactly it'll take, but I imagine it'll be probably at least a year before that's up and running. And if I remember correctly, I believe there will also be some office space in there as well. But you got to have a place to take care of these things if you're going to run them.
It's amazing how much construction. You got 4 huge projects over at Creighton. You've got the vehicle maintenance facility here. You've got the tower going up for Mutual of Omaha. They're finishing the second building at the Holland Center.
That would be the Tenaska Center for Arts Engagement.
Yes, it would. And then you've got all the new style projects, the Duo, the Twin Towers there. And then they've got 2 more projects they're supposedly doing, and it's crazy. And then the Children's Museum will come out of the ground. So definitely the plate is full, and we could always use more.
Well, you mentioned all of that construction. Just by the VMF, the Vehicle Maintenance Facility, are a couple of the projects that you mentioned. So in one little cluster right there around the 480 viaduct, you'll have the aforementioned Vehicle Maintenance Facility, a parking garage that will be owned by the City of Omaha, the Children's Museum that Trenton mentioned, and the Beam, which is going to be a 16-story apartment building that New Style is doing, literally all in that cluster. So that's just a subset of all of those projects that you mentioned under the fire.
And we haven't even gotten to
under the 480 bridge.
We haven't even gotten to Millward Commons, the parking garage over there, the new apartments going up, the Dizzy Mule. They just keep coming, and there's a reason for that. Is we got a vibrant community, and there's demand.
So you mentioned one of those projects was the Mutual of Omaha headquarters tower, and we can report that the sheer tower core that will contain the elevators and stairwells of the future skyscraper went up another level yesterday. And so that building is now right about 34 stories tall, at least in the center core. That means height-wise, it is getting very, very close to meeting and passing the height of the Woodman Tower. Probably will pass the Woodman sometime in the next couple to few weeks. Now, it might not look like it at first because keep in mind, the Woodman actually sits probably 40 to 50 feet higher than the base of the Mutual Omaha building because of that hill's pretty steep. So it'll take a little longer before it looks taller on, the distant horizon. But probably in a couple weeks, the new building will pass the Woodman.
So it'll have 10 more stories.
And plus the crown on the top. So that's coming along pretty nicely. Hey, another couple quick construction projects before we wrap up this first segment. The former KFC fast food restaurant in Midtown will soon be home to a Bank of America branch office. It'll be about a 4,300 square foot building at 43rd and Dodge. That thing is really coming along. We've had a lot of Grow Omaha listeners say, what are they building there? It's a Bank of the West branch office just north of the Med Center. And another project that people ask us about quite a bit would be the northeast corner of 180th and West Maple Road. And there are a couple things there. You'll notice a 2-story steel superstructure that is under development. That is an Ortho Nebraska facility, Ortho Nebraska's West Maple Clinic. And then also a little bit closer to 180th, there is a retail complex under construction. I believe the only tenant that has been announced publicly for that is Smoothie King, but one would presume there are several others that are being close to announced.
Well, you got all those Elkhorn schools just to the north. Those kids can walk there and get a smoothie.
And I'm sure a lot of them will. And with that, we're going to conclude your Eagle Mortgage development news of the week. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.